Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Banger Sports Card Podcast, episode 30.
30?
We're on 30.
What?
Yeah.
I just read what's up top like Anchorman. I am joined by the illustrious co-host, Mr. Rod from Picking and Punching Cards, Cary from American Arbitrage Cards, and today we have a special guest, our new #1 sponsor for DibditCards.com, Mr. Ray, the Nashville Flipper.
That's a deep cut.
You like that one, right, Ray?
It's a deep cut. Stay tuned for This Week in Well, go back and listen to This Week in Reselling with Tim. We kind of get into it, so that's a deep cut.
I dropped a little. What do they call them? Eggshells or
eggshells.
Easter
dropping
eggshells.
Easter eggs.
You better not slip. Do you slip on eggshells? What? Or
No,
you walk on them. You walk on them.
Yeah,
Which isn't possible, by the way. You're gonna break them.
Well,
that's the whole point.
I have really soft feet because I only take my socks off when I'm in water.
Well, hold on. You have 3 degrees, and you're just realizing now what that statement means?
No, I understand what the statement means, but it's impossible. No, but if you walk on eggshells, that means you don't want to break them, but it's impossible not to break them. So in other words,
that's why you have to be careful. So if Tim's pissed off, I got to be careful.
You can't walk on them, though, is my point. You can't
eggshells.
walk on them because it will break them, so you have to avoid them.
I thought
right?
walking on eggshells is like you don't want to make noise when you walk on them because they crunch.
Well, I mean, you don't want to make any noise because you want to keep everything level. You don't want people upset.
First off, can we check the lost and found so Tim can find the arms that goes with that shirt, please? Like,
I know, dude.
Man. Come on.
Or the muscle that goes with those.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's look for that.
It's just like, there's no definition there.
What is going on there?
This is vintage, buddy.
I'm not talking about the quality of the shirt. I'm talking
He's
about
like Al Bundy, but the unathletic version at 40.
Don't.
Well, I had a wife beater on, but the baby spit up all over it, so I said I needed to change my.
And I think this ought to be better.
Yeah.
I just feel like you read a journal from 1992 of what you were wearing, and then you just copied it.
Well, I think based on the comments over the last couple of weeks, I think people are enjoying the wild card aspect of Tim. They're starting to really catch on that they just never know what I'm going to wear or say at any given point. So
now, did you match the Tweety hat with the Tweety shirt intentionally, or it was just an accident?
I found them at separate times.
Yeah, but you're saying you matched the outfit today.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's what.
So this one's cool because this one has Bugs Bunny on the stamp, and this one has.
Double
they're
stamped
both
up.
Oh wait, so you're doing Tweety and stamp themed? We don't talk enough about stamp collecting.
It's a double entendre.
We don't talk enough about stamp collecting on this podcast. I think that's a niche a niche.
Hold on,
niche?
we talk about cards here. That's the hobby nonsense.
No, but there's some people 90 years old and up that would be interested. Most of them are dead, but the few that are still around and listening that are into the stamp game, they may want to hear our thoughts on it.
Well, before we get too far into it, let's let Ray
we ordered.
introduce
That was
himself.
what I was going to say, but Ray threw me off by the deep cut thing.
I'm sorry,
but it's okay. Ray is going to tell everybody now here at No Banger Sports Card Podcast who he is besides being the #1 sponsor of DibditCards.com. He does a lot. He's a great guy. I've known Ray for a while. So Ray, tell the people who Ray is.
Well, my name is Ray. I am a reseller. First off, I like to sell on platforms like eBay and whatnot. Follow us, Nashville Flippers, on all socials. And I am now a co-host of a other podcast called Hobby Nonsense Podcast with my co-host Jesse, aka Sports Boy. So we talk about everything non-sports related in the card hobby and collectibles. So that's fun. So come give us a listen. I collect Pokemon cards. It's kind of a crazy habit that I have right now. And I do reselling so I can spend money on Pokemon cards.
Awesome, man. Well,
nothing wrong with that. I have a quick question. So they're like I don't know how much of this you could speak on, but like the sports card nonsense brand is kind of like evolving into this like network. Is that
correct?
I'm
So
what
that
I'm
was
seeing?
that was like that was a discussion that they had. They wanted to be like the bar stool of like sports cards. So they're expanding into having different shows on the YouTube and all that stuff. But my co-host kind of is going on his own. He's still part of everything, but he wanted to do something non-sports related. And he brought me in and we're doing that. And seems to be going well. So
Because I saw today on the social medias that clever Cuban card finder.
yeah, he lives
is
here
gonna,
too. Well, I guess
Yeah.
they all live here because we
So
live here.
so why we didn't get no call?
Why?
Where was
Why?
our call?
Why?
Like
Sorry.
we're like
I'm excited.
we're
I
the
just blew out
hobby
the speaker.
guys.
Well,
We're-
I'll tell you what. At one point, at some point, we'll have
Christopher
you.
Walken wants to know. Listen,
Yeah,
Does that
But-
sound like
yeah.
Christopher Walken just
I
now?
got a vibe of Christopher Walken.
You sound like something, all right. Let me tell you.
we'll send. I'll send over. I'll send over the contract and see what they say.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, our
We're
agent
free-
is
we're free.
Kevin,
Tim,
the Commonwealth picker.
Tim, we're free agents, man. We don't.
We are free agents, but
we're just floating.
I would
around
like
through
to.
the
I would
ether.
like the call. I'd like the call.
Tim just wants to see if he gets an invitation. he
Yeah,
might not
that's
go
all
to
I
the wedding.
want.
He
That's
just doesn't
all I
want to
want.
go to the wedding. He just wants to see if the invitation.
I just
gets
want the
in the mail.
invitation, man.
He
You know, I
just wants to be part of it. You know,
I
he
just want to be
He
acknowledged.
wants to be able to decline check the no on the
Listen,
party box.
He spent his entire life being picked last in dodgeball. Like he just wants to be part of the party.
Yeah,
now.
he just
I-
wants to be
listen,
part of
how
the
many
fun.
times I gotta tell you about my trophies? I got medals and stuff in here somewhere too, man.
Yeah, no one cares about your
That's all right. It's
participation
obvious.
trophy from 8th grade.
Yeah, it's obviously long ago, long past.
I mean, that's why I wore this.
Coach
shirt,
would have
so
put
can
me in.
remind
I
you
know we
guys.
could have won state that year.
Gosh, yeah.
All right, let's
2001
jump,
team was great.
let's jump into this because I'm sure we've lost all of our viewership already with this talk about.
You gotta
Tim's-
weed out the fakes,
Well,
you know.
the
Exactly.
nonsense.
7
This is
minutes
the
in.
nonsense part.
We're wrapping up the introduction 7 minutes in. I think that's
Seven-
I
fine.
got called a shady boy, by the way. a
You
couple
did.
episodes
You
ago.
did get called a shady boy.
Did you read that comment, Ron?
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
did not. No,
I saw it.
But it's, why do you get called a shady boy?
I'm gonna bring it up really fast.
I mean,
Tell
he
the
does
people-
look like
tell the
someone
people-
that's going to hang out on the corner of a 7-Eleven.
Exactly. They're
Smoking a menthol cigarette.
exactly.
It's
So
nailed it. He nailed it. Jeez,
That
is
you're
pretty
hitting
spot
the nail
on.
on the head there, man.
And don't forget, you guys can become members of this channel too. It's a lot of benefits going around.
Yeah, so let me explain the benefits without being interrupted here, you two. All right. So
I got reprimanded for interrupting you, so this is it.
I
I'm gonna
didn't
be
have time to yell
quiet.
at Tim, but yeah. So we do have a membership, guys. If you guys like to support the channel for $1.99, you can become a part of the bargain box crew, just like us.
Dude, are you gonna
Just help
struggle
us
the
out.
whole time?
Well, I'm just
Do
waiting
it.
for the interruption. All right. Number 2, the value box, guys. If you guys would like this podcast a day early, please join us on the value box level, $4.99 a month. You get all the benefits from the bargain box level with that one. And then the last one, if you like to buy a case like me for $9.99, you can get all the benefits, get a shout out on the show, also get the podcast a day early, and our special videos that we will be dropping actually in the next week or two. We should be dropping some new videos for our members only on there. But do you guys remember the top 3 guys part of our buy case?
Dusty Box Treasures,
There's
Yeah.
one of them.
That's
Ginger
one.
King Card
Load
Kingdom,
Eye Sports.
Low
Did I get it
die.
right
There
this
you
thing?
go. There you
There
go.
we
and
go.
Ginger King Card Kingdom.
Yeah,
There's
all
the
3
top-
of them.
did you say Load Eye Sports?
I had to
Lodi.
say it like that. Lodi.
Oh.
It's a
Lodi
California
is a
thing.
city in California.
Okay. all right.
Rod likes to do this thing where he takes one word and a word that's
well,
one
I
word
figured it
and
was
put it
load.
into 2 words.
Load and I. So put them together. It sounds real.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
questionable.
So I get
So-
yelled at each week because I mispronounce it because I don't know the city names like that. So do
He
you have
also
the
says Don Russ instead
Don
of Don Russ. Like
Don Russ.
he's made
I'm just,
Don Russ
I'm just
a person.
glad. I'm just glad we're transitioning out of the shill fest that Rod was just putting on.
Jeez. You guys are idiots.
By the way, if anybody does want to reach out to us, we do have an agent. His name is Kevin, the Commonwealth picker.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys want us to do
he doesn't take any calls between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. because he's asleep.
Listen, we got a lot to cover here, Tim. You gonna find this comment?
Yes, I got it right here. I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready.
There we go.
All right, so this is comment comes from JG-NZ3KP.
877 cash now. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's interesting because I wanted to say shout out to JG because you know how you can click on somebody's YouTube name and it'll show you all the comments on there? All of his comments are about me.
Just go through all his comments about you.
One of his comments says, did Timmy up his gummy dosage for this episode?
Did you?
Then he once said, Mia Hamm says, hold my beer over the years sports. And then another one was Flex Flea Market Vibes is another one he commented on. So this one he says,
I mean, your outfit, 100% flea market vibes.
The guy, because remember when I said that 25% of the hobby was shady, right?
Yeah.
He says the guy saying the hobby is 25% shady is the same guy who said earlier you can't return anything you buy from him and runs to print a label just so you can't cancel an order. I think pot meets kettle, shady boy.
That's fair assessment.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
I think we're on Team JG on this one.
I think
everything
so.
that I do that he said was shady is to counteract the shady people. That's all.
That was your response too. You're like, you're just counteracting the shadiness, fighting against it by sending him the card.
So 2 negatives equal a positive. Got it.
I'm not a negative. I'm doing God's work.
Okay. Well, with that being said, speaking about doing God's work, let's talk about Jeff Wilson's big announcement he just did, guys. He said he was changing the industry forever.
Yeah. Does it feel changed? Do we feel it, guys?
No. So what he did was they announced that they're doing repacks, but they send all the cards to PSA. PSA is going to certify, make sure they're real. They're going to package them up, put them in randomized boxes, and ship them back for them. And that was the big game changer for the industry. Now,
Can I ask a question before you go into your thought, Rod?
Yeah.
What do we all think about Jeff Wilson?
Well, it's gonna be a good one.
Is he a Tim shady little boy?
Well, this is all. Cary, can you say this allegedly? This is all allegedly.
Yeah, this is all. Oh, guys, everything said on this podcast from here on out, before and after, and in perpetuity, is alleged.
Okay.
Well, let's Ray jump in because Ray, you're the guest, so why don't you?
Sure. Well, the reason why I asked that question is just from being in the outside of the sports hobby into more of the non-sports. And, Jeff Wilson isn't necessarily like a huge figure in the non-sports community, but if you search anything on YouTube or Google Jeff Wilson's, first thing comes up. He's kind of like lack of a better term, like Harry Tornado, like Rally Roots, like the first things that you get brought up, right?
Yeah.
In our industry.
For people who don't know, those are guys in the reselling community. If you search reselling, those for some of the names that pop up.
Yeah, so legitimately, a dude named Harry Tornado, and his name is not Harry, and he's not fast like a tornado or destructive. So the more that I get into the non-sports, there's a lot of I guess crossover into sports, and his name always comes up, and anybody that I ask, they absolutely despise Jeff Wilson. Like, he's like a cancer to the hobby, like all this. Like, I've heard plenty of times they're like, Jeff Wilson this, Jeff Wilson that. And I'm just like, I don't know the guy personally. And I don't know if it's like he just gets a bad rep or he's done things that I don't know about. And I got the opportunity to go to his shop 3 weeks ago. I went down to Atlanta, catch a couple baseball games, and his shop is amazing. I mean, it's awesome.
Did you negotiate any pricing on
their pricing is terrible on everything that is in there, in my opinion. But
I got some
granted,
deals,
he is running a brick and mortar store, so the prices can, they should fluctuate and go up and down depending on what you're getting. And I was just curious to see what you guys thought about Jeff Wilson, because everyone that I've ever spoken to like hates his guts. And I don't know if that's a thing to where it's like, how like I contributed to a lot. Like, I'm a big professional wrestling fan. I know you are too, Rod, and the internet wrestling community can be really toxic if you're not like in the clique. And I don't know if that's like something like that. Like Jeff Wilson is trying to like infiltrate the grassroots, the people that are like really about the hobby and, and taking advantage of it and money hungry. And I don't know if that's the case. I'm just curious to see what you guys' thoughts
Well,
are.
I'll start this off, and I speak for myself.
He was just foaming out of the mouth.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
I'll start by this one saying this is me, myself, and eyes feelings only. Personally, I don't know him as a person, right? So I will never speak on somebody as a person if I don't know them as a person. I've had one interaction with him, and it was extremely awkward, and it was off-putting because of the way that he was talking to his cameraman. I thought was kind of disrespectful. Now, as far as what he does in the hobby, I think if I'm going to be fair and honest, the 1,000% he catches a lot of hate just because of who he is and because of his followers and stuff like that. And so, like, anytime you get, like, to a certain level, you're just going to have people that talk about you that don't know you, right? And so, like, to be fair, I'm sure a lot of that comes from just him being where he is as far as the social media status, right? So, like, some of that stuff is probably unfair. Well, I would say a lot of that stuff is probably unfair. As far as, like, what he's done in the hobby, I think he's just made a couple of questionable moves, and his tactics aren't necessarily, like, he doesn't really do a good job of getting his point across without being like a douchebag, coming off as a douchebag. Which
I would say this.
Some people just have like that douchebag present, like
yeah. Oh, who are you pointing at? There's nobody that way.
But just like that personality when you meet him and you're like, man, I don't know what it is about that person, but I don't like him. You know what I mean? It's like
you like me,
one of those things, and he could be a great guy, but it's just he comes out as
there's like with YouTube content creation, there's kind of a spectrum of getting successful, and on one end of the spectrum is kind of like this authenticity thing that some people are really good at just being themselves. Like we know Dave, like ADH Dave is like literally himself in every video he does, love him or hate him. And then I think Jeff is not, I don't know who George is, but Jeff is on the other end of where he's very presentational, very like you could tell he went to school for communication, which I think is what he did.
That's what
he's very much a presenter. It's very old school. Character. Yeah, it is. It's very like old school 1990s ESPN, if that makes sense. Like the presentation is well done. But it's also in a way it's old school in my estimation, and I think it rubs some people wrong. It's hard to like really take, because like you could tell, in my opinion, like he's playing up some things for show, and like I think it would serve him well long term, in my opinion, to like get more authentic with stuff, or at least portray that a little bit more, because I think overall he is. Gotten a lot. I mean, there's things like you say that he's done that are like very iffy, but like at the same time, there's a lot of things he's done that he's getting hate for that I don't think's deserved at all. And I've had a couple communications with him on like IG, and he's been super cool and nice to me.
So I agree with a couple of you guys here. A couple main points. Number one, Ray, you said about the wrestling community. The wrestling community online is only a small fraction of the wrestling fan base. We're talking like 5% of the wrestling community online, but they're the most vocal. And the wrestling community can be very toxic. You see the same carryover in the sports car world, where you have 5 or 10% of the people online makes up a small fraction of the community, but they're very toxic. And Jeff is public enemy number one when it comes to them. I've never met Jeff in person. He's probably a great guy. I think he does a lot of good for the hobby. I'll start by saying that, where he is the content he puts out, like Cary said, you can tell he went to school. That's what he grew up doing. He went to school to plan to be get into broadcasting. So he's finding what he's doing there. He has a studio set up. Like he has a very good presentation. They do that very well. They put out a lot of good information, like the top 5 players or the top 5 cards of the week. With
damn, I'm supposed to have that for you, aren't I?
And they're doing that on top of presenting that to the public with their market movers. I think he puts out a lot of good content for the beginners of sports cards. I think that's where, if you're going to start and you want to get in and learn, I think it's a good place to start, because you get some general information. I'm just talking about.
No, but that's what I'm saying is I think that's the complete opposite. Like I when I first got back in, I watched him. I would wholeheartedly tell anybody who's started into the hobby to stay far away.
Well,
from
you
his
let me finish.
content.
I was going to say is because when he first started, though, he put out stuff about being a sports card investor. So he got a lot of flack for that. I think right now, if you watch his stuff, like they put out the weekly top 5, what's hot. They put up the weekly show, letting you know what's coming out in the product and letting you know the news, what's going on. I think that's good for the beginners in the hobby, just to learn. They just got picked up by Yahoo. You know, they're doing stuff. I think that's the aspect. Going through and watching what he does on his normal stuff, probably not. You know, but I would say that aspect. That's what I was referring to when I refer to that.
The best place for a newbie is to come here to No Banger Sports Cards.
Yes.
Well, yeah, like I mean, we're on the other end of the spectrum. I feel like too. Like we're talking a lot about arbitrage, right? Like a lot about like going in, like you do at a garage sale or a flea market. Like we're going in and finding cards that are undervalued now, that are in these boxes that you can sell immediately, like for a profit if you're playing the game right. Whereas, like I think Jeff got in a lot of trouble initially in some of the things people say, like Will Greer. Like he was speculating on guys that never panned out.
Well, that was more of his investing, you know, investing in long-term product and, you know, items and stuff like that. So you can tell his content has really changed over the years, and he's adapted and changed. And so I think, he's definitely learning. And I think he, you know, like having a shop, like it's very innovative what they're doing there. I think it's good. I've never been to the shop. I would like to go check it out.
It's amazing.
But, so I think he offers a lot of good stuff. I think he just gets a lot of flack that's unnecessary to him. I would say that. But is he good for the hobby? I think anything that puts the hobby in a positive light, it's going to be good for the hobby and growth. You know, that's what we need overall. But, you know, he did come up with this big announcement that they're launching this new thing that's going to change the whole industry. And they're doing this, what we talked about earlier, the repacks. And they sent all the cards to PSA. They verify their rail. They put them in a package. They get them back. So this way people can't, if you go on Whatnot right now, people create their own mystery packs, no regulation, no third party looking through them. You don't know if the card's in there, card's not in there. There's a lot of shady stories over the years. So he's trying to eliminate that, which I thought was a good idea, generally speaking. But then when he drops it on his website, there's only 200-300 of them per sport. Is it really good for the sport, or is it good for his business? That's where the problem is.
Do you want me to go first again?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. The last thing this hobby needs.
No, but how do you really feel, though? Get to the core of this.
The last thing the hobby needs is another repack, right? Like, and Rod and I talked about this. 1,000%, it would not be as bad if he didn't advertise it the way that he did. Like, you can't tell somebody you're gonna change the hobby forever by introducing a mystery pack or whatever, repack or whatever it is. Like, as much as people want to say. Like, I've heard this a lot recently where people are saying, like, the repack industry, the repack business, I don't even want to say industry, the repack business of the industry is booming, right?
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, am on the complete opposite of that. I think the repack business of the industry is about ready to die. And I think that it's going to die for this very reason, because everybody is doing it now. There's going to be everybody's going to have their own repack, right? And then what happens? It's one giant circulation of recycled cards, right? Like, somebody buys a repack, gets a card, they take that card and they put it in their repack, right? And it's like, why do we think that repacks are good for business? They are good for one thing and one thing only, and that's for selling your cards at 80 to 90%. That's it. Outside of that, there's nothing good that comes from repacks. It's a complete and utter gamble. Like, it's like,
hold on, let me stop you there. What's the difference of me going to the store, buying a hobby box, and opening a hobby box? That's another gamble.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Great point.
Right? But, like, they're not. At least you have a checklist. Not everybody has your muted, Cary. Not everybody has checklists for their repacks, right? And then, like, this is the other thing they could.
Well, that's Jeff is put in a checklist,
and he is, right?
Yes.
But this is the problem. The sports card market fluctuates way too much to have an accurate repack. You have to have a repack. I
did see.
And put they're like 45% of them.
I think he said too, like in the thing, I believe so. This could have been a different repack, but they were like, it's based on the value when they bought it. Because obviously, if it's going to take, I don't know, a week, 2, 3, a month before you put out the repack, oh gosh, man, a ton of stuff could happen in this. It's not like Pokemon where it would be a lot more stable. It could be even better. You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. But it could also be
very worse.
But, and that's what chance is, what happens? You're the one buying the. You know what you're getting into when you're buying the repack.
Exactly. So the consumers are the idiots.
Well, if you look at I think if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do repacks, you need to do it at a place that has a full checklist, and you need to be looking at the checklist too, and like comping stuff. I mean, and then realize at the end of the day, you're just.
Do they tell you when one of the ceiling cards are pulled?
That's a good question. Aren't places like Arena Club and Courtyard, don't they replace them or something like that? Like like when a certain level card goes out, they put that same level.
So it's like
value.
Could be the sports card investor repack could be selling, right? And the card has already been pulled. That's the ceiling card, but all those other repacks are still going to be the same price. And you have no idea if the ceiling card got pulled.
Yeah, I think it's an issue if you're not replenishing them. And I think being online only, I think allows you to replenish it easier. But if you do a set amount, like a run of 300 boxes or whatever.
And how much do they cost?
I don't know. That's a tricky thing for any of the companies. That's an interesting point.
$300 each. But here's the thing is they were selling a physical product. It wasn't a digital release. So, just like if I buy boxes from Topps, I get the box in the mail, I open up the card. If I pull a logo man, if I don't put it on social media, you're not going to know. Regardless.
1,000%. But let's not try and compare boxes to repacks.
If you have a checklist, it's no different than buying a box.
Yeah, well, I'll give you that to a certain degree. But my whole thing is that like it's just a shady business. I don't care. At this point, it's a shady business.
I disagree.
It's stupid to be. If you want to gamble, go to the casino. Like, we're trying to make it so that box breaks are not as big of a gamble, right?
I read something, I think it was yesterday or it was on social media that, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinion, that places like PSA grading and repacks are the reason why the market's kind of the way it is right now in general, because the cards coming out raw. And I wonder if we took those away, if the raw cards would have more value. You know, like we find value in them all the time, but we're not dealing with hundreds or $1,000 cards all the time. We're dealing with $20 cards here, $18 cards. It's a lot more stable, I think, at that level. A lot more like we can really, really have fun and do well there. But I heard something like that, like where PSA and repacks are really bringing up the value of these.
Full disclosure
cards.
Too, I'm anti-repack. If you guys didn't know.
Yeah. Well, Ray made a good point. He said, I want to hear what Ray's point was. He said that he thinks they're good.
I mean, I think they're fun. I know that Pokemon does a lot of repack stuff. They even have, you can go to Walmart or Walgreens and get like a mystery box with 3 packs in it and possibly pull a vintage pack out of the box. And I've pulled 2 vintage packs out of different boxes, and each pack was worth $200. And the cool thing about it is if you save the box and open it 5 years, 6 years down the road, all the packs in there are going to be worth something, and you can have the possibility of pulling even a vintage pack even older, and you're going to be even more money. But is this different? I know that PSA announced that they were going to do something called like graded grails repacks.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So
but they're not grails.
Yeah, that's the name of the Jeff's repack. So
that's a heck of a deal, man.
Yeah,
for him to get it through PSA.
Well, but they're not grails, right?
That's just what he's calling it. That's the name of the product.
So it's bad marketing all the way around. Like you can't tell me that you're changing the hobby forever by introducing another repack and then calling the repack grail cards without any grail cards. What are we doing?
Well, that's in the eye of the beholder, right?
No, it's not. I
think so.
That's
because
a gimmick.
For a kid, like a base set Steph Curry could be like their grail. The never pull or something, so, just like a regular downtown.
I agree with both you guys on this one, because here's the thing is, one is I think Jeff, if he didn't go about saying how he's going to change the industry and then making the announcement where he's only selling the product at his store, if he was going to open this up to all the breakers across the board, hey, we're going to be the distributor of repacks for people that on Whatnot, for people on Dibdit Cards, for people on everywhere across the board, I would be like, oh wow, that's a huge thing, because now we have someone who's actually regulating repacks. We have a checklist, and then that can be distributed. But he's only distributing for his store, and him and him only at this point. So I think he won about right. If he would announce this, not saying it was a change industry, I think he would have had the public would have been more arms opened in a way.
I think they would have given him a hard time.
They would have given him a hard time, but
Yeah,
I mean,
either way,
it would have been a
yeah.
lot different
But it
than coming
would've
out
been- it
like,
wouldn't
hey,
have
we're
been
going
as
to change
bad.
industry. But
Yeah, I think it wouldn't have been as bad. I agree.
if you would have said that we're launching this product, we're going to test it in our store, and now we're going to open up to other breakers, that would have been something to change.
Yeah,
the
like
industry.
we
That
didn't
would've
say
been
this was going to be a great podcast or even good when we started,
Yeah,
and we've
so-
disappointed no one.
Exactly. But listen, let me ask you this though, because Ray and I had a conversation a couple weeks back on one of his podcasts about
It was this
Dibdit
week.
Cards and whatnot, or district and whatnot, right? And one of the things within that conversation was, it's like, why would I join yours if I can do it my own, right? If they were to do like repacks, right? Why would anybody want to buy his repack to resell when they could just make their own repacks?
because the difference for him is it's actually gone through a third party to verify.
Yeah.
A
cards
third
real.
party that 25% of the hobby doesn't entrust to begin with,
I mean, that's
right? Am I right?
no. I would
No?
like.
PSA
How do you have
hasn't been
That's an
exposed
opinion.
for doing.
That's an
Well,
opinion.
we don't have
opinion. That's not. Yeah,
the
we don't have.
percentage
PSA
is an
hasn't been
opinion,
exposed
too.
for doing shady stuff in the past.
Every
Does he do
company
this all the time?
Yes. Yes. He just
Okay.
makes up random numbers and throws it out there and stuff like that. So, but no,
It just forces you to say yes.
yeah, he wants me to
to
force. He's just trying to
incorrect
strong arm me, but
things.
he's like, no, you're not going to strong arm me.
The
larger
louder you
arms and
get, the
resale,
more.
buddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but no, it's but it's different. I mean, but you mentioned about Pokemon cards. So tell us about a Pokemon card. Is repacks huge in Pokemon cards compared to sports?
Well, I wanted to step back a little bit because I wanted to ask you a question. So, what percentage of the hobbies, I guess, and especially the new people to the hobby, I would venture to say that they're not aware of repacks. So I think because of the names PSA associated with, Jeff, this could be a way for a newbie to get introduced to a repack and almost like a lottery ticket to where like, wow, I don't have to spend $1,000 to get the card that I want, but I can spend $200 and something could possibly get the card that I want. To your point, Tim, it is gambling, but I think this could be like a big, because the name's on it, certified PSA repack. So that stamp means a lot when I guess new people to the hobby are purchasing a repack.
Why don't you tell?
Then someone that is at your card show that is just randomly has repacks in their booth. You know what I mean?
Why don't you tell Ray about your certified PSA mystery slab that you got?
Man. So first off, it wasn't certified by. I got a PSA slab, but it wasn't certified through PSA. I bought one. I went to one of those vending machines in Vegas that you got like you can buy a slab out of, and man, I got smoked big time. Like I paid $100. I paid 125. I came out to like $125, $150, whatever. And I pulled the slab. It was like a 2020 New England Patriots huddle card. They just had Tom Brady
From
in the
Score.
huddle. Score, which is
Yeah,
like
Score.
bottom of the barrel. It was a PSA 10, and we comped it out at when we were there. It was like a $32 card.
And
So,
how much
like,
did you spend?
150. Yeah. I
There
made
you
a
go.
video about
Cool.
it.
It's also like a $32 card that would be really tough to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a quick sell.
It's
I
a
got
card.
that.
It's
Yeah.
a card that will end up in a $5 slab box at
exactly.
National.
So
Very
by
likely.
my luck though, the CEO of the hotel was there and was asking me questions about it. And I cut a wrestling promo, just all pissed off about this, and then showed him that we went through everything. And then he opened up the machine. They got me another pack out for free. Like I didn't ask for that. They did that for me, which is super cool. Like I had the whole thing on video. As we were there, it just happened to work out like that. But and then I pulled a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card, which is like $60 card. But I was at least happy it was an actual individual.
So, like,
card.
imagine if you would have paid for that second one. You would have been in for $300, and you would have gotten $90 worth of cards if you were lucky.
But here's the thing: is I know what I'm getting myself into buying that, so I'm not bitching or complaining about that.
But
because
how many people don't know though? Because how many people
for
are
sure.
very transparent about what they're selling? They're selling you the flashiness of the repack. They're selling you the design of the package and the name and all that stuff. It is so like if you really like break it down and you look at it, like it's crazy. It is about as close to casino like as you can get, right?
I agree.
And like it's the other thing too is that if you want to be from the business side of it, it's exactly like the casino because in a mystery repack or repack in general, the house always wins.
100%. That's
100%.
business 101, man. That's business 101.
That's why you should probably not do it unless you go to a great site like courtyard.io and use the code hobby10 and get 10% off to purchase a pack there, and they could rebuy it at 90% of the value.
I will say though that is a really good concept. Arena Club does that, and Courtyard does that, where you can go on there, buy digital. You can buy your card. It pops up digitally.
It's a physical
it opens
card,
up. Yeah. It's physical card. You can have it shipped to you, or you can sell it back. But if you get a card you don't want, you can at least get 90% of your money back. So I mean, which is a brilliant idea by both of them, because they're going to make 10% off that card regardless. So they're making free money just doing the transition through the whole process.
If you're gonna get into that, I think the only way is to do it with it at a place that's going to have a checklist, that's going to have some sort of transparency on the back end. Otherwise, I would stay away from them.
But I think Ray hit the nail on the head.
Unless you really like
Hobby
Eno
10% off Courtyard IO.
But I think Ray hit the nail on the head.
Kelvin Benjamin, is that what you said?
Eno Benjamin, unless you really like Eno Benjamin,
Kelvin too.
Buy into all the repacks you possibly can.
So Ray hit the point. It's fun. I think that's the part you guys are both missing. Is I bought repacks before. I bind the breaks, and it's a gamble. I know that more than likely I'm going to lose money, but I have fun in that process. So that there's weighs the scale. Yeah, there's a chase.
Well,
it gives me something to do.
Amount of fun is like the first time you have sex. It's gonna last you about
That's
10
what I've
seconds.
heard. That's what I've heard, Tim.
10 seconds. That fun lasts, right?
I hope so.
And that's it. At least when you buy a box, it lasts like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And you got a whole table full of cards that are have no value, instead of putting all your load into one thing that takes 10 seconds to open, and you have no value.
Bro, I bought the MVP 3X MVP baseball box. It was one pack. I paid $160. That was over within 2 minutes of me opening up that whole box. And
what'd you make? You made a good money on that.
No,
though, right?
I probably got I looked at the value the other day, and I probably got a half my value back on the box. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I hit a Shohei card, which was numbered to 150. But other than that, I didn't get the big hits.
That card sold for $700.
No, that was different. That was the short print card from the Tops Now. Oh. This was a Shohei I pulled out of 150. I just dropped the short on my channel there, but anyway.
You also, Tim, I don't know if except last year when we were at the National and we got those blaster boxes and the blowout thing, I never see you open packs.
I don't really open a lot of packs.
You're very disciplined with the buying singles and flipping. I'm somewhere in the middle. Rod will buy anything that Top just puts out on the website at this point.
Rod is
pure fanboy at this point.
If it could be open, Rod will buy it.
I love the stuff Tops is doing right now. I love it.
Oh, me too. Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
We need to get Tops doing another Pokemon set like the old days. Didn't they do that late 90s
right?
set?
Yeah, I want some Chrome Pokemon.
Yeah, just have a set totally different from the TCG. Has hopefully no effect on the TCG stuff, and you just do a straight character based number.
I love that.
Get fake Pikachu autographs in there. Like the facsimile ones, like they do with Disney,
like the ones they do with the.
So wait, how y'all say it? How do y'all say it?
Facsimile.
What you been calling it?
I've been calling it facsimile.
That can't be real. That can't be
nothing
real.
like a good Spider-Man autograph.
You got some of those Facsimiles autographs.
Oh
man, dude!
Wow, on that
Tim's the best. I love Tim.
Yeah, it's debatable, real debatable. But Ray, why haven't we seen Pokemon cards like that? I mean, why have we only got the TCG cards? Why haven't we got the movie cards, TV show cards, Topps Chrome? Do you have any idea why?
Great question. I don't know the answer to that. I wish I did.
But imagine it have to do with some sort of IP, which I learned stands for intellectual property.
Oh my gosh.
That would have
We're learning all kinds of things today, guys.
You got the law corner with Tim.
Just so you know, Tim,
the word of the day.
Pokemon is the highest selling IP on the planet, over Disney, over Star Wars, over Marvel. So they're making moves, man. But to answer your question, Rod, I don't know. To Cary's point, I think it's because of Topps and Pokemon as a company. They make their own cards. Before it used to be made by the Wizards of the Coast, and now they make their own. So maybe Topps and Pokemon can't really do a collab, because why would they?
I mean, Disney,
but they could do it on their own. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Disney could probably do it on their own, but they teamed up with Topps. So did Star Wars. So did Marvel.
Yeah, that's true. But they don't need to, because they have their own their own infrastructure to make cards, so they don't need to like, hey Topps, I need you to make these cards. I need them to be Topps Chrome, Pokemon, or whatever. But you never know. That could be something they just have in their back pocket whenever things are down. Hey, let's release Pokemon Topps cards, and it's going to go crazy. They always have things in their back pocket. They've never had serialized cards, so that's something else they can have in their back pocket. Could you imagine like a 1-of-1 Charizard? It'll go crazy.
Oh, that'd be nuts. That would absolutely be nuts. I mean, talk about like you talk about the different IPs. Let's talk about how bad did Disney drop the ball. I mean, you saw all the success over the years with Pokemon. Disney has the most recognized IP characters in the entire world for over 100 years. And they just waited now to drop Lorcana in the last, 2-3 years? You know what I mean? Like,
it's terrible.
It's terrible. Like it. I mean, and they had such a window open to get into the card market. They could have dominated the non-sport card market for a long time.
Lorcana was hot, though, when it dropped, when it first dropped. Let's not pretend like it wasn't hot.
Because
wasn't that one of the Jeff Wilson things? Lorcana was going to beat Pokemon or whatever.
Yes, he did say that. He did say that.
Over
that's your that's your point.
See, now he's got another person who doesn't like him.
Great job, Cary. Way to kick a man when he's down.
How they messed up is the artwork on those cards. They just took copy and paste things from scenes from the movies, basically, and put them on the cards. Which the cards look terrible. They need to redo the way that they do cards, add a little texture, do a little something.
Yeah, they should have like Mickey Mouse with like looking like me on the body, right? Like
you look
fighting,
like Mickey
right?
Mouse.
You know what I'm saying?
Looks like a Temu version of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, he looks like kind of like just like a mouse that's passed away, kind of blown
We should
out.
just my name should just be Timu, Timu.
Timu Tim. That's it.
Timu Tim. There we go.
Timu Tim. There we go.
But
hashtag Timu Tim in the comments down below, people.
The Topps Disney product is fire. I like that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
So the Lorcana, I mean, I don't know, but the Timu, I know my friend, my co-star, my what do you call it? My co-host, Jesse. Yeah. He pulled the Winnie the Pooh 1-of-1 gold out of that set. I can't remember how much he sold it for. He recently pulled 1-of-5 Spider-Man out of the.
He's pulled some fire cards for Bodega Finds.
Yeah,
who's a member of Dibdit.cards.com.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, there you go.
He can't tear an ACL, folks. He can't.
That's true.
So what do you think?
Real.
Are you Winnie the Poohing right now, Tim? Do you have pants on?
I do have pants on.
Okay.
I'm Winnie the Pooh.
They're kind of see-through.
Always.
Though. They're very sheer.
Don't stand up. All right?
So let me ask you this, Ray. So like,
he's got Zumbas on those pants.
Are you heavy? Are you
guarantee
heavy? They kind of are, but they're like bootleg Zumbas, or Zubaz. Excuse me.
Zubaz.
Yeah, Zumba is an exercise class. But anyways, so you're mostly Pokemon, right? Like. But you do
I dabble.
like you dabble. I know. That's what I was gonna say. You dabble in a little bit of everything, right? So like in sports, as much as it doesn't happen as much as I'd like to say that it happens, a majority in my mind, wishful thinking of sports cards' value are based upon production, right? And or hype. Mostly hype.
And probably the player.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The player production of the player.
Gotcha.
So what generates value on non-sport cards? Like, I guess, is it all just the name? Like, is it Charizard? Like, how does Mewtwo become the chase in
Mewtwo? Put some respect on his name.
Mewtwo. How does Mewtwo become the chase in Destined Rivals?
Is it like if there's like a creator, an influencer, like Deep Pocket Monster or something, if he gets in, like if he collects, because I know Real Breaking Nate, he collects like Psyduck, for example, from what I remember. So like if maybe an influencer collects somebody.
No, not necessarily. I think the cool thing about Pokemon is that the market sets what the cards are valued. To your point, Rod, that we were talking about earlier, the Van Gogh Pikachu card, that was a free card that you got when you ordered $30 or more off the Pokemon Center. They put it in a box.
Well, before that though, they sold at the museum, though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
For free. It was a free thing. You went to the Van Gogh Museum, you got this card. But people were going absolutely crazy, and they said, yeah, we can't have this. So they started putting them in the boxes at the Pokemon Center when you purchase something $30 or more. That is the number one graded Pokemon card of all time. The pop report in a 10 is astronomical.
What is it, like 8,000 or something ridiculous?
No, it's more than that. I think it's like
20,000.
So what is that card worth now? Like $20 in a 10?
$1,000.
Why?
Like $1,400 because everybody
the demand
wants
is there. The demand is there.
The demand is there.
But the supply is also there. I don't like. Usually it's like
but nobody's selling it. Exactly.
An opposite in sports.
It's an anomaly, right?
And then I'll give you another example. How about the comic book, the first appearance of Wolverine? Wolverine, it's a Hawk book, right? Hawk 180. Is it 180? I forget which one it is, but there's like 10,000 of those graded on the scale, and that one still it goes through the roof because people just want it.
It shows us what a market's like if there's a lot more collectors in it. Whereas there's a lot of flipping in sports cards. I mean, I know that's me. But if you have a strong collector base, like with these high-end cards or these very popular cards.
I do want to take a second to say shout out to Gordon Bombay.
Oh, dude, yeah, shout out Gordon Bombay. It's autographed, and he signed Quack on it, too.
No way.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so awesome.
41,000 population report in a PSA 10. The most recent sale was $1,100.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That just shows you how popular that market is. Like,
if I knew what a population report was, I'd be impressed.
So let me ask you this, though, Ray. Is grading Pokemon cards the only way to make money in Pokemon?
I mean, it is the quickest way to make money in Pokemon. To your point, what you guys do, you look at the bargain boxes, right? Dollar boxes. You find the arbitrage there, and you flip them. A dollar card could be worth $20, could be worth $30, depending, and they just forgot about it. You
can't find that in Pokemon, right?
What I do is I see an arbitrage in the market of older sets, older cards that may be super cheap, and then I can get them graded, and they are in a PSA 10. They're worth way. For instance, and I have a card that I've been buying for about 2 years, and it has skyrocketed recently.
Why? What made it skyrocket?
I have no clue.
See,
it could be a pumping. It could be a pumping thing.
I'm so confused.
I'll show it to you. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me pull it up.
So this is the thing that we're trying to have a better understanding of why we brought Ray on here, because we understand the sports card market. Depending on what happens with the card, it's going to be dictated how the value is going to go up and down. Based on the flipping market. But the collector market is a lot different when it comes to non-sports cards. And when Rayburn comes back, I think he'll agree with me when I say this, but they always say that professional wrestling industry is one of the best collecting card industries because you don't find a lot of people flipping wrestling cards. They buy them to collect. That's
correct.
It's a Pikachu, right? I can't.
It is a Pikachu from the 25th anniversary. At one point, I was buying these cards for $2. Now they're like $4 a piece. In a PSA 10, this card at the time when I was buying it at $2 a piece was $200 in a PSA 10. Now I think the last sold was like $700.
Wow.
It's insane.
What about, I have a question about this. I know precipitously as the grade goes down, the value goes down. But what about like a 9?
No,
it has to do with rain, I believe. Like raining, precipitation. Like if you get a 9, is it a nice bump or is there no bump?
There's no bump. The 9 is currently...
10 or bust. Okay.
Currently, the 9 is raw value.
Wow, so that's a big swing.
But what about but on vintage Pokemon though, what's the cutoff for?
That is true. On vintage Pokemon, it is different. On modern and super modern, the 9's just worth of the raw value. Something that I do when I go to card shows is I look for super modern cards and like 7 or 6s, and if they're near mint according to the grade, I'll buy them because they're like usually less than raw market value. I'll go to my truck and I'll crack them and I'll go back in and I'll sell them and I'll make money because the raw value is more than the graded value.
Oh, they're gonna come for you in the comments section.
Oh, come for me, baby! Come for me.
I'm all about it. I'm just saying. I have literally move if I've ever heard one.
I have literally gone to a table and been, how much is this graded card? Oh, I'll take $100. I'll say, let me think about it. I'll go to another table and be like, hey, I have this card. I have this Pikachu card. I'm looking to sell it. It's this grade. How much would you give me for it? I'll give you like $120. Go to this table, give them $100, go back. They give me $120 all day long.
That's awesome. That's a good way to do it.
I love it.
So Pokemon started in the late 90s. So you talked about vintage, modern, and super modern. Break down the years for us, just so our viewers can have an understanding. Because honestly, like when it comes to like vintage cards, it's going to be 74, 75
Well,
on
not
back.
with Pokemon.
No, but I'm saying that what's the difference from sports to Pokemon? Like, do you have a breakdown kind
The
of the
Pokemon
years?
first came out in what, 95, 98?
96. 96 in Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
then
99 when it hit 99 when it hit the States.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering what is the cutoff for vintage compared to modern to super modern? Because I feel
Vintage would be anything that Pokemon was produced with Wizard of the Coast.
Oh, okay.
Which were the production of that do Magic the Gathering original base set through what is it? Excuse me. Diamond and Pearl, I believe. Don't quote me.
What's the year cutoff on that? Do you think? Do you have like a general idea?
Pokemon
Diamond
sets are
and
stripper
Pearl.
names.
2007. No, that's too modern.
Scarlet.
It should be older than
Yeah.
that.
Obsidian Flame, is that one of them?
Yeah, dude.
Obsidian Flames
Can
is
we
a
talk
modern
about that?
set.
What's up with the Pokemon sets have like stripper names?
Obsidian Flames. Do you know someone named Obsidian?
I mean, I'm sure there's some strippers named Flames, and definitely probably Scarlet.
Scarlet.
And Diamond and Pearl, 1,000%.
Diamond.
The pop count on a diamond stripper as a stripper name is probably as high as that Van Gogh Pikachu.
Maybe.
I think Skyridge was the last Wizard of the Coast set.
Okay.
And so Ruby and Sapphire were the first cards. Ruby and Sapphire were the first ones that were released by Pokemon itself.
Okay. Surging Sparks, maybe?
Surging Sparks. That would be a modern set.
Prismatic
Evolutions.
Like a stripper name, kind of.
The cool thing about the going into Pokemon making their own, at the time Pokemon was down, and they did these things called Gold Stars, which would be a color variation of a Pokemon, which is in this case a shiny Pokemon. And they would put 2 gold stars in every case. So those right now are those are the ones that everybody wants right now. Gold stars, ponchos, crystals. I know that's a lot, but going back to your question, Rod, Wizard of the Coast, vintage, and then you get into still vintage, and then modern would be anything in the past 5 years, and then super modern, anything that currently is out.
Okay.
During this set, which we're just transitioning out of the Scarlet and Violet era of Pokemon and moving into a new era of Pokemon.
So what is that new era going to be called? Do we know already?
We don't know yet. They just released the first. They haven't released the first set. It's always in correlation with the video game that is coming out. So it'll probably be like Z and A, because that's the new Pokemon game that's coming out.
So they're still writing scripts for Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, man.
Do Pokemons die?
Oh, wow. That's deep.
Oh. I don't know.
The characters.
So they're immortal. Pokemons are immortal by nature?
In the video game, they only faint, and then you got to go to the Pokemon Center and revive them.
And revive them. So they just need a little bit of love. So like, what happens if they introduce like a Charizard Slayer?
Do they eat? Do Pokemon eat?
They do.
What do they eat? Are they vegetarians or carnivores?
Okay,
regular
that's enough.
Stuff.
That's enough of these stupid questions. All right.
No, this is interesting.
No,
there is a Mega Charizard, Tim.
A Mega Charizard. So that's like Charizard on steroids. So it's like Rod.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, thanks.
Eating roids and HGH.
Right.
So that's the new set that's coming out. It's called Mega Evolutions, where it introduces new Pokemon in their mega evolving form.
See, this is why I don't understand why Dragon Ball Z isn't more popular. I feel like
Dragon Ball Z is popular.
But I
where you been,
popular, bro? More popular. Because I feel like with the storyline of Dragon Ball Z, I feel like would pair well with trading cards.
It does.
Yeah,
they do.
Have a whole line.
They have a whole line. Where you been, bro?
I
know that, but that's why I said
Pokemon
morphs
it though in popularity, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. But here's the thing about Pokemon. We have been conditioned since are inception of Pokemon fans. The whole point, gotta catch them all. It's a whole based on collecting aspect.
You see, that's what they do to people with dinosaurs too. Same thing.
We're not gonna get into
No,
that,
we're not
guys.
getting into
We're
dinosaurs.
just gonna throw that.
We're not
just
even
gonna
gonna
throw
go
that out
down
there.
that
All
rabbit
right.
hole.
So let's do that. Let me ask you this though. Let's take Pokemon out of the equation. Is there enough where you can rank the top 10 non-sport card markets, not including Pokemon?
Not including Pokemon?
Can you go 10 or do you have to go 5?
Oh shoot, that's tough.
You put him on the spot here.
Yeah, that is.
You put
Listen,
him on-
I'm really good at asking
Are we-
questions when we have guests. I don't know.
Are
if
we
you guys
are we
noticed
talking
that.
about TCG?
Magic would be one because
Okay.
Magic is booming right now with all their collabs. And to your point, Tim, they're doing a Dragon Ball Z Magic collab here in the near future.
They just did a Final Fantasy collab.
Final Fantasy
Was
and
huge.
the Chochobo bird. Did you ever play Final Fantasy?
No.
I have.
So that's the chase. They have color variants, different, one of ones, things like that. So Magic the Gathering, I would venture to say maybe One Piece would be second.
Interesting. I thought One Piece fell off.
I don't think so.
Over Marvel. You'd have One Piece over Marvel.
Well, Marvel, I mean, it's getting up there, but it's no One Piece.
Interesting.
What about Disney? Where does Disney fall?
No,
in?
let's let him
Top five?
continue this list.
Well, Disney, I mean,
So you got Magic at 1, One
Yeah.
Piece at 2.
What about Squishmallows? Because you can get mega
Squishmallows, hey,
boxes.
I've opened up some Squishmallow sets.
What about this new thing that they're talking about, the Lululalabans?
Yeah, the Lululalabans.
the
The
Labubus?
Labubus.
He's bought the boo-boos.
Yeah. Have you seen, this is a Pop Mart Labubu.
Have you seen the Shohei? Is that what it is? Oh no, there, Mickey.
Do you grade that?
You can grade the cards that come in the Labubus.
They have.
Ooh.
Did you know the Dodgers released a Shohei one? Tim?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would love to get my hands on that Straw Hat Luffy Dodgers card, that One Piece
The
one.
One
Oh,
Piece
yeah.
one.
Oh man.
So they did cards, Tim, for the Dodgers have been doing all the pop culture stuff, and they've been killing it. The secondary market for all this stuff is like through the roof. So
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
keep my eye out.
I want a
for
Mr. Met
Lulu
Jay Uso bobblehead. Did you see that, Rod?
no, I missed that.
They gave it
did
out in the
Oh
game.
yeah, they did.
yeah.
Because they did WWE night. They
Yeah.
did during the game too is during the Mets game on the jumbotron. They put all the character, like all the players of the Mets, and when they came up the bat, they had them as WWE characters. Like they photoshopped their heads like on the different bodies and
Oh,
stuff
that's
like
awesome.
that. So they had like one of the guys was the Undertaker. They had one guy's Cody Rhodes. Like when they were showing on the jumbotron because they did a WWE night. But that's right. Finish your list.
Okay.
Your top 5
Yeah.
So
lists.
number 1,
I don't
Magic.
know,
Number 2, One Piece.
Okay.
One Piece, dude. I would venture to say V Friends, man.
Okay, that's where I was going with that.
V-Friends number 3.
And then probably Marvel and Disney.
4 and 5. So what happened
Mm-hmm.
to Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh fell off, man. They keep reprinting the same thing. Like
Did
the
I-
same cards. There was a while they reprinted Blue Eyes White Dragon card. Like they redid it in a different version, and that was pretty hot. But
What
Yeah.
about
What is
Dragon Ball
this?
Z?
Like-
They're on the come up. They're on the outside looking
yeah,
in.
dude,
right
I
now?
love the Dragon Ball cards. I think they look
Digimon. What's
fantastic.
that Union Battle Arena stuff I keep seeing everywhere?
That's a Dragon Ball Z,
Oh, is it? Okay.
ain't it? Yeah, that's
don't
a
know.
different. It's weird because Dragon Ball Z has 2 TCGs, and I'm like, why do you have 2?
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know how to play Pokemon?
I do.
Do people still play Pokemon?
Are you kidding me, Tim?
No,
Yeah,
I'm,
dude,
I'm
they have
not-
a whole.
I-
Yeah, they have a whole. The
They have a war tour.
worlds are happening in Anaheim. I think next month.
But isn't it all about the cards that you have? Like, is that how you win? Like, if you just have all the best cards, you'll win?
No, because there's
What's the
strategy involved. You
strategic
still have
behind
to
it?
like get the debt. You still have. It's a draw. You know.
So what's the best card you could have? Is it like a?
It depends on your
uh,
deck.
Maybe
It doesn't.
cards
It's because there's metas in there. You know, depending on like
MetaZoo?
trainer cards and how to use it. Do you ever play Magic the Gathering, Cary?
I've never played the game. No.
I tried it
man.
when like back in like. When
I
it
should.
first came out.
I thought about that. I went to, like, you know this. I went, if you followed me, and I think you saw that one post I did. I've been to a couple of the big Pokemon things in the area. Like I went to, whatever the one, Collecticon in
Yeah,
Orlando. Then I
Collecticon.
went to Card Party 3.
Oh, how was that?
Dude, it was cool. I mean, the only issue
Pat
is
Flynn
I
does
don't.
a great job.
Yeah, no, Deep Pocket Monsters. I mean, I thought it was really, really cool. It was a little smaller than I thought it would be. The only issue for me is like I don't understand any of this stuff. It was fascinating to see how like excited and interesting everything was.
Okay.
And I gotta, like, we talked about it in my post too. Like, I was very surprised on the weighted and unweighted pack thing. That's so foreign to me as a sports card guy.
That caused a lot of controversy with that post, because in the sports card world, we talk about CT scanning of boxes and try to find the logo mans and stuff like that in the cards. I know that goes, you guys talked about that in your podcast, and that's something that happens with Pokemon cards as well. But it's a common practice where you guys have weighted and unweighted boxes at your shows and packs.
Not boxes, packs.
Okay, packs. Okay,
packs, so, and that's only vintage.
Okay, so
only Wizard of the Oz cards.
Wizard of the Coast.
Wizard of the
Coast. And then the new ones, they throw something called a code card in it, so it offsets the weights.
Gotcha. So okay.
Do you know what a code card looks like?
Yeah, I've gotten them in the packs and stuff.
Yeah, Panini does those. We got those too and stuff.
Yeah, so it offsets the weight, so you can't weigh them.
With the weighted, and so like that picture that I took, some were weighted and the other ones said just like unweighted or something. Like they said it in a way where it seemed like they never even
I don't even know why they would put that. Just don't put anything on it.
Exactly. That was what was weird about it, is like obvious. You would imagine allegedly that they would have, the ones that say not weighted or whatever were weighted and they were light, right? They should say light.
At that point, they clearly weighed them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why? That's stupid.
And is that something like you guys appreciate that within the in general within the community?
Because the price difference is crazy between the two.
And then you'd buy the light ones because you just want to experience a vintage pack, but you don't care as much what's in it, or you just grade it.
Grade the pack, and then sell the pack.
Will they if you grade a pack like that, will they put that on the slab, weighted or unweighted?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that. I think they do.
So what is your thought then on the CT scanning of boxes? Because I know Tim's against it. I think there's a place in our industry for CT scanning for boxes.
Why would you say that publicly out loud?
No, let me finish.
Because Rod is very pro CT scanning.
If I was going
to
an
would
auction
say
house,
I am pro CT scan.
So if I was sending a box to an auction house, like Golden Auction House, Pristine Auction House, one of these places, I would want them to CT scan to make sure that it's legit for that business before they put it for auction. That's what I'm pro.
Okay.
I am not pro for you having one in your basement and throwing boxes in there, taking the boxes you want, and then using those for breaks.
You can't even wear metal around that thing, from what I understand, right? Because you'll just get sucked in. Or is that a different thing? Is that X-ray machine?
It's MRI machine.
Would an MRI machine work?
No,
CT scan stuff.
When you have metal in your body, you take a CT scan over an MRI because.
So I got to take all the piercings out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Take your Prince Albert.
Prince Albert.
Exactly. I have to take that out.
Can you imagine that thing being ripped out of the MRI?
Oh gosh.
Well, anyway, no. So. You said that you're pro too, right? So why are you pro CT scan?
Well, in the Pokemon world, again, dude, I've seen so many vintage boxes get opened, and they're G.I. Joe cards, Neopet cards, because you can buy you can buy an empty box of first edition base set, and it's still going to cost you thousands of dollars
just for the box.
Oh yeah,
just for the box.
Because
people, dude, I would love to just have a first edition base set box on my shelf, even if it's just the box.
I can make you one.
Come on. But knowing that I am going to spend $500,000 to buy a first edition base set box, I would like to know that the cards are in
same.
You also don't want to open it to find out.
I understand that. I understand that.
Okay, with that being said, though, are you guys open to the idea of them scanning it, posting images of the scanning up, knowing that the hits are in that box? Or do you want them not to show the hits of the box? Because that box can then bring a premium at auction. If you look at scan...
I don't want them to show the hits because I know my luck. There ain't going to be no damn hits.
It depends. It depends on what you're doing, right? With the box. If you're just buying it to keep, or if you're just buying it to reinvest to flip, you have that provenance of like, okay, this guarantees a Charizard. Even if it does have a Charizard in there, in this case, that doesn't mean that it's not going to be centered. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be print lines on it. It could be packed fresh, and it still could be a 9 or a 7 or an 8 when it goes in grid.
But I think it's nice to know the good. I think it's nice to know what could be good in a box. But I think the issue is when you CT scan it right and you know there's nothing in there. There's no hits, and then you just take it back and you sell it as if it's.
There's always going to be hits in there because there's not just going to be.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know.
See, that's the difference between sports and non-sports. Yeah. That there's going to be a hit in the box. There will be a Charizard, there will be a hollow guaranteed or whatever, and it will be a first edition or in this case, whatever, right? In the sports world, that means, oh man, there might be a 1 of 1, there might be a 1 of 5.
It's another another Blake Corum autograph. Thank goodness.
You make a really
There's
good
no
point.
Numbering in Pokemon cards, correct?
There is no there's no numbering.
So are there short prints? Like full arts are considered short prints?
There is something that they're doing right now in Ultra Modern card. There's something called a special illustration rare. That is the rarest card that you can pull, which is a art variation of another card in the set. And it's textured. It looks awesome. So the pull rates out of those are super harder to get and they're more rare. That doesn't mean that that's going to be the chase over time in that card, depending on the what people want. For instance, there is a set called Paldean Evolved, and I can't remember what the chase was supposed to be in that set, which would be the hardest pull rate. The chase now is a Magikarp in there that's going crazy, and it's not even the rarest card out of the set.
So I would say I started doing breaks on Dibdit Cards, non-sports breaks, right, on there. And shout out, I'll be on live tonight, by the way, doing a break, so come hang out with me. And Tim and Cary will be live from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be live at 9 o'clock doing a break. But the reason I brought that up there, Ray, is one thing I've noticed. I do sports breaks and non-sports breaks. I hit so many more cards, bigger hits in the non-sport break than I do on a regular sport break. Because as you said, there might be 300-400 players in that set, and I can get someone who's a lineman, someone who's a backup. Where the hits in, say, a non-sport, like I opened up a box of Walking Dead, you may only have a cast of 20 or 30 people that have autographs in there. So your chance of hitting one of those bigger cards is a lot more. So do you see that across the board with a lot of non-sport cards where you get a lot bigger hits?
Can we blur? Can we blur that man's nipple?
Can we blur his nipple? His non-existent nipple?
Can I get a hit out of this?
Yeah.
You should open it right now.
Open it right now. Let's see what you get.
You were looking for Okie Dokie?
Serendipity?
Yeah.
Serendipity? Are you messing with me?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Look at this content creator through and
or
through.
A monkey Dory.
Okay,
or a Monkey Dory. Those are the special illustration rares out of that set.
We are live on the we're not live, but we are
live in living color on the No Bangers podcast.
No Bangers podcast. They can't hear me, so I have to wait till this episode
Wilson
comes
voice.
out to take the audio and all that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna open up a pack of Shrouded Fable. Did I say that right?
Shrouded Fable. You can also pull the Persian out of there, Giovanni's Persian, which I think over time that's going to be the.
Giovanni is one of the gym leaders, correct?
Are the hits in the same place every time? For every pack
of the modern, it is.
Aren't you supposed to put like 3 in front? And
that's vintage.
That's vintage. Okay.
Vintage.
Okay, so up first we have a Dartrix.
Let's go, Dartrix. Everybody's favorite.
Just get to the back.
Stuffle.
None of the front's worth it.
Stuffle.
Yeah.
Unless you play the TCG.
Houndoom. Unless I pull a what?
He said the only thing that you're looking for is the hollows in there.
Furfro. Weevil. Slitherwing. These are a lot easier. Oh, who is this?
Intriguing.
Cassiopeia.
Podcasting content.
Cassiopeia.
We're not even seeing what he's showing.
Yes.
Academy at Night.
This is
okay. This is my hit.
Is it a reverse hollow? Did you already
pull
2 reverse hollows? That's your first reverse hollow. There'll be one behind it. And
is this worth any money? Rowlet?
No.
No? Okay. My next one. This is a full art.
Oh.
Full art.
It's exciting.
At least he got a hit. Oh, a trainer card. Nice.
Their name is Corless's Tendency.
Oh, okay.
Is that worth some money?
No.
I
told you the hits that you were looking for.
Dude, Ray's like a card shop owner, just telling the people walking in their stuff ain't worth anything.
Card. So this is the only card I got out of this.
Dude, at least that's better than
So how much do you think this card is worth?
Probably like $1.
There you go.
What's your offer, Ray? What's your offer?
10 cents.
Maybe 25 cents on the dollar.
What if I got it? What if I got it graded?
It depends.
If I got a 10 on the Corliss Tennessee,
look it up.
Dude, he's not a walking
put it
price
in your
guide.
put it in your to grade box.
His name's Ray.
In a couple years, we'll find out.
Yeah,
his name's Ray, not Beckett, my friend. All right, he's not gonna give you.
Shout out to
he's not a tough.
Once we get the Card Ladder sponsorship, then we can grade it on the spot.
So, Ray, one thing we want to have you on here and talk about is one thing that we've been noticing a lot over the last year, as we go to card shows, is how much Pokemon has been starting to take over our sports card shows, and they're getting more and more tables in there. So this is a double fold here. Why is it so hot right now? And we're starting to see a lot more issues coming from the Pokemon community at these card shows, such as people stealing, people getting fist fights in stores, people getting fights in the card shows. We recently had someone get stabbed at GameStop over.
Gotta stab them all.
So yeah, gotta stab them all. So what are your thoughts on this, man? Kind of gives a breakdown. Why is it so hot right now? And why is it starting to take over these card shows? And security, is that a big issue?
So I think so. When I went to the Nashville card show, I've known of 4 instances where people had stuff stolen from their tables, and then one person got robbed at gunpoint Sunday at 3:00 going to their car. Luckily, all their stuff was already in their car, so they made it out safe. But whenever there is money in something, the roaches coming out of the under the stove or whatever.
You sound
Terrible
like
analogy.
Tim right now with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's almost like I was thinking about this the other day. It's
like the sneakers that were like a couple years ago where there was big time money in sneakers. Now all the people that used to sell sneakers are now getting into the Pokemon hobby because they're trying to make a quick buck because they see I can literally buy a box of something and sell it the same day at a card store, and you make, even if I make $30, at least I'm like, hey, I know I can buy this right now and then turn around and flip it for an extra $30.
Is all Pokemon retail flippable?
As of right now, I would say so.
Well,
but the margins vary, depending on what you're doing. Sam's Club is fixing to release a Prismatic Evolutions ETB, which stands for Elite Trainers Box. It comes with 10 packs in each box, and a Pokeball that comes with 3 packs. For $50, the ETB itself, I think market is like $125.
Are these ETB boxes?
They are.
Okay. So I don't understand, like Costco and you have Costco. You talked about
Sam's Club.
What about BJ's?
You have all these issues in the stores. You see all these videos online. People getting fist fights, people tackling each other. Why don't they put it behind the counter, set up a line, and like have some type of system in place? Like they're literally just putting everyone at jeopardy in this.
I don't think they know until it happens.
Okay.
Like people aren't aware. Costco has done a great job combating that. So the last couple times I've been to Costco looking to buy Pokemon cards, two per membership. So even if I were to go to a different Costco, it will decline the sale, because it's like you already purchased this, and there are literally standing on the pallet of product. 3 people are right there, and they're like just giving them out. Here's 2 for you. Here's 2 for you. Here's 2 for you. And then just scan your membership and go. And I've seen some Costco's, before the doors even open, they have buggies with 2 of the products. And they're like, here's your buggy, here's your buggy, here's your buggy. So I don't think people were aware of the issues because, dude, you have a manager at Costco. He's not aware of anything that's going on. He's just trying to be a manager at Costco until something were to happen. And they're like, wow, this is a thing. Let's get a corporate email out. Let the people know what's going on. And yeah.
But the fact that you still see it, though, that's my issue. Like, it's been year after year that this is happening.
Well,
multiple times.
I think because you asked this question, I want to double down on that. When Rod said, why are we seeing this right now, right? Like, because I feel like there was a dip within the last in between the boom of COVID until
I felt like
now,
it went way down and then it came
There was
back.
a dip. What are the roller coasters of Pokemon?
2016 was the first uptick with the release of Pokemon Go.
I can see that.
Pokemon Go, what was that, like a phone app or something like that?
Yeah. With the release of Pokemon Go at the same time, and I'm sure Pokemon did this strategically, they released a set called Pokemon Evolutions, which was reprints of the original base set cards. So not only were the people that used to play Pokemon now playing it on their phone, they're like, oh, I used to collect Pokemon cards. Let me see what's going on. And they see the same cards that they used to pull before when they were kids. They could do the same thing now during 2016. And so it climbed up a little bit, took a little bit of a dip. 2020, 2021 skyrocketed. People were getting their stemmies. People had way more money than they knew what to deal with. Influencers are cracking open boxes left and right. That's going to blow up. And at the point that's kind of like the tip of the market at the time. It kind of dwindled down a little bit. And then to be honest, I don't know why it's back up. There's no reason, but I think the Umbreon had a lot to do with it.
I thought
the original Umbreon.
Too, if I
was
that? Told, like the Team Rocket set, that just came out, which brought back a lot of like the original people, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, we were excited for the Team Rocket set. Once we found out which cards were in there, it was a little lackluster. But the Umbreon, seeing how much money that was going for, and then Prismatic Evolutions with another Umbreon in there. The introduction of a God Pack in Prismatic Evolutions. Tim, do you know what a God Pack is?
God Pack is like, I guess, all hollows or like all hollows.
Hot box in sports, we call them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, no, they call them God Packs too. Hot boxes are different than God Packs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in the Prismatic Evolution set, you can pull each evolution in there, including the Umbreon, which, shoot, just raw in value, it's like $3,000 plus.
Wow.
So it's like a lottery ticket. And if you get them graded, dude, I know a guy that got them graded, all sequential numbering, all 10s.
So what do you mean by what do you mean by sequential? Sorry, I can't say the word.
Sequential
number.
So you know when you get a PSA slab, there's a cert number.
Okay, so all the certs are okay. I see.
All the certs are sequential, and that gets a premium.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like when you're selling $2 bills and they're all in order.
Exactly.
So, sequential.
All right, so we kind of found out why it's been so hot there. So what about when we go to these shows? We're seeing more and more people start taking over these shows, and I would say one thing I noticed a lot is you have your old collectors, sports collectors over there. But what I've been noticing a lot when I go to sports card shows is that the Pokemon tables are busier than the regular sports card tables.
Yeah, because you're collecting. They're not looking for the next. I don't know. They're not looking for like to buy a big name card, like a $1,000 card or whatever. They're looking at binders and they're buying their favorite Pokemon.
So you're
like $3 sales add up at the end of the day. $4. I mean, you guys know that.
Yeah. How do you get into Pokemon right now, knowing absolutely nothing about Pokemon, without being sleazy and being frowned upon by the Pokemon community? Is that possible?
Well, first of all, you have to buy shirts with sleeves and cover up your nipples whenever you go into
just
any sports respect. Place. I mean, have a little respect.
I smell
for someone that's just in the hobby to make a quick buck. That's when people get stabbed. That's what I'm saying. Is
that like I because you know me, like I want to be respectful of what I'm hustling, but like I'm
if you're hustling, you're hustling.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're coming around and you're saying like, well, you don't know how to pronounce Mewtwo right, you're like, all right, guys.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, I can't even say the names right. Is
you're
there
not
like
part of the community.
A Pokemon
but if you legitimately want to know and people see that you want to be part of the hobby, we will welcome you in.
But how do I do that? Like, I don't know nothing because Pokemon's after my age. Like, my wife swears up and down that she has Pokemon cards.
That's my problem, too. Like, I was in high school when it started.
So for me, like I just put out a video going to the flea market buying of some vintage Pokemon cards, and I'm getting lit up in the comments because they're like, "You're not a Pokemon collector, blah blah blah, all this stuff." But I genuinely haven't. I want to learn, and that's part of the reason.
What was the set that you opened?
What, me?
Yeah,
it wasn't. They weren't sealed. They're all like I got like a dark Charizard and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. So it was a Team Rocket set.
Yeah, it was older. It was Team Rocket, Fossil, Jungle.
Yeah,
it was a ton of.
Dang, you spent some money.
Yeah, I spent $1,100. I bought this like massive tote full of stuff. But like I got like Neo sets, like brand new sealed.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Yeah, I'll show you here in a second some of that stuff. But I was getting ripped up in the comments, and I'm trying to like not to say defend myself, but I'm telling people like, listen, I watched the cartoon as a kid. I played the Game Boy game. I played the N64 games. Like I was invested in Pokemon as a kid. I just didn't. When the cards came out, I was in high school. And I didn't really buy a lot of cards. I did get some back in the day, but I wasn't into the cards so much. But now I have a general interest in learning it because I do come across it a lot. But I'm just like Tim, like I want to learn, but it's tough because like I feel like we're getting shunned out from learning.
I'll teach
pushed
you.
away.
How many Pokemons can you name, Cary?
Let's go. Umbreon.
Okay, so
Pikachu. Are we
I
just
know
doing it?
Charizard.
Psyduck. There's
Charmander.
Blastoise. There's
Blastoise, big boy Blastoise.
What about Charmander?
Charmander.
Venusaur?
Charmeleon. We did the whole
Flufferpuff.
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
Put some.
What's
respect.
the rock guy?
Which one?
Golem. I think it's
Golem, Onyx.
What about the fox that it's like on fire?
Oh, that's
that's a good Vulpix. Ninetales.
There's
So does anything else on the card have any meaning towards value outside of hollow, non-hollow, and reverse hollow and full art?
So there is like meta in the TCG. There are some cards that are playable, very sought after playable, that people make decks out of them, and so there's just considered bulk cards. But if someone comes up with a deck and they need certain cards, like a 50-cent card could climb up to like a $20 card.
So, like, would
people are
anybody
using them to
have a
play.
need for this basic
if
energy?
if you play the TCG.
All right, Ray. So this is what I found at the flea market, right? So I got
This is what they use to bring them back to life?
No, that's like mana in like Magic the Gathering. Do you ever play Magic the Gathering? See, y'all are a bunch of
Magic the Gathering.
No,
I come from
got-
the hood, dude.
I got a Charizard.
Nice.
Charizard. All right.
base set.
Yep, I got the
Dude, I've been playing Settlers of Catan. Is that close enough?
Blaine,
Yeah, dude.
Blaine's Charizard. I got a Dark Charizard. That was
Is
all.
it the hollow or the non-hollow?
These are hollow. They're all hollow.
Does it have a swirl?
No swirl.
Okay.
What does
So
that
got
mean?
those-
Sometimes you get a swirl on the hollow pattern, which is random.
These are
And if you
brand
get a
new.
swirl, there's a premium on it.
So
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah, and this one too.
Heck yeah.
That's
So-
the tomb of the. That's the tomb of the lost tomb chamber. What is that?
So
Is
my,
that
my-
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Temple of Doom.
So my question to you is:
Temple of
do I-
Doom.
Do I open these up and send all the cards in and get graded? What would you do if you had these?
I can't remember the cards that are in the set.
So
'cause
one of these sets goes for like $300 sealed. So there's some big cards in these. But people were telling me that I should open it up and get them all graded. I just that's where I'm stuck at. Like, what do I do?
You remember? I can't remember what's in those cards. I would do research of what's in them and
Okay.
see what the raw value is, and see what a PSA 10 is. So if you open them up and you sell them raw and you still get what it is sealed, then I would open them. But
Okay.
if you don't,
Smart.
then if you really want something, trade all those cards for something that is going to hold its value long term, like an Umbreon or something.
Okay, that's good advice there. But going back to the security thing, what can sports cards and Pokemon shows do differently that we have more security? Because I'm almost at the point now where we go to a lot of
Just have Tim out front, dude.
Yeah, well,
that exact outfit.
Yeah.
Nipples out.
Nipples out.
There's a lot of shows we go to. There's only 100 tables at these shows, and they have no security. They have no nothing. Like it's almost like if you walk to the parking lot, you're just a sitting duck at this time. So what can these companies do? I mean, going forward. I mean, do you guys have any fear going to these card shows? Like someone might wait for you in the parking lot and get you?
I don't.
Dude,
Never?
I think
What are you
our
gonna do?
bargain
Take all
box,
my dollar box cards?
Exactly.
Like, it's not like I'm
We're
walking around
slightly-
a Zion case with Jordan rookie.
But I'm
I
saying
got a dirty backpack with like Brian McRae, autographs in it that are worth $3. I think
Okay.
I'm good.
But I mean, it's one of those things where people may not know who you are. I'm saying they just see a random person walking through the parking lot. You're by yourself. You're a sitting duck. Like that'd be a perfect
I
opportunity.
mean, that's everywhere I go.
It's different when you have a
He lives
curated
in like downtown
okay.
DC, bro.
That's different. Okay, but I'm saying you have a curated area of people all in there with millions of dollars just sitting on the table.
Yes, crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's in sports cards too. I think
100%.
now here there has to be more security. Even for a vendor, I would have somebody there that is not in charge of buying or selling at a table and just watching hands.
Yeah, and most people I see, especially because you guys know I go to a lot of shows, and a lot of big shows too. There a lot of people, especially the Pokemon. I will say 90%.
He's
Make
coming
up a
with
number,
percentages.
Tim. Make it up, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, make it up.
I'll
Let me
say
just
I'll
this.
say
Allegedly, whatever Tim says.
75%
Okay,
of the
this is
big
scientific.
Pokemon dealers at some of these shows all have multiple people working at behind the table, and they all record everything. Multiple
Well, that's
cameras
just
at
because
some
of
of these people.
content.
Well, no, I know,
buyer
but
POV
content too. But
There's
obviously,
vendor POV videos are super popular right now.
but also they,
They use
a
it
lot of it is good for
deterring people.
for deterring people from stealing.
I get that.
But a lot of
Dude.
times, them people I be seeing the clips of the people. They hand them
They
the
be
binder
brave.
and they be slighting the hand. It's like
Yeah,
David
dude,
Blaine
it's
out
crazy.
there. It's like
Exactly.
it's crazy.
Exactly. Like, they might want to get into magicianry instead of
Ooh.
thievery.
Thievery,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Thievery?
Shout out David
Was
Blaine.
that
I met him
Catch
in
Me
New
If You
York.
Can?
Cool guy.
Or what's the magic movie? They're releasing a new one.
Oh, the Now You See Me, Now
Magic
You Don't.
Mike?
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Magic Mike. Yeah, I had a cameo in that one.
You want to talk about? I got the Magic Mike outfit.
Hey
on,
Tim,
baby.
I just pulled up a Pokemon that you would like. You might want to look him up. His name is Miltank.
Miltank.
Yeah, that's you.
MILTANK.
Yes, close enough.
Dude, try one more time.
I feel like he was.
You sure you get on the
Felt like he
technical
was a
level? It's not
mouseketeer trying to spell it or something.
Jeez. Oh man. But all right, man. Well, I think we're getting to the end here. We held up Ray enough. He's regretting every moment of being on this.
I had fun.
podcast.
Okay,
Have
real
fun.
quick. What does the GG24/GG7 mean? What are those numbers? I see a GG26, GG34. What are the GGs?
Just look up the Pokemon. Don't look up the
19.
card.
I know, but I'm just saying like the 19. I'm just
It's
curious.
different cards, dude. It's just different cards.
Yeah.
and
This
different
guy's like a
designs.
cow pig.
Well, that's fitting
That's
for
you
you.
with the nipples. Show him
His
the nipples.
ability is a miracle body.
That's you. Look at him. Show the people.
You gotta show it.
I do have
Turn
a
it
miracle,
around.
miracle body right here.
Show the people. Show the people.
Yeah.
So
right, well,
you got to show
Sorry,
us what he looks like.
This is
No,
completely off
not
the
you.
rails. My
No, stop
apologies.
it. Stop it.
Lord. All right. Well, Ray, let's start with you. Any final words, man? Promote your where you're on.
Yeah,
where
for
people
sure.
can find you.
If you want to hear more about non-sports, we talk about everything. Marvel, Disney, talk about vintage like
I did
President
listen. That was
cards,
cool.
all kinds of
President cards
stuff.
from the 1800s.
Yeah,
I listened to that one.
we recently had somebody on the podcast this week where the big story of the guy, selling all the fake sports memorabilia, and that kind of has some crossover with celebrity autographs. We had somebody that actually did 7 years in prison for doing the exact same thing on the podcast.
Oh wow.
So
saw that.
yeah, catch that. Super cool. Hobby Nonsense podcast releases every Wednesday. Catch us if you can, Tim.
Catch them all. I told you
Right.
I have it all on stash for the drive.
Tim, any final words?
No, just shout out dibditcards.com. And
I do sell Pokemon on Whatnot on Tuesdays. Give us a shout out Nashville Flippers on Whatnot.
Yeah,
you go. Give 'em a ball,
we're
guys.
slowly converting Ray. Trust me, ladies.
Yeah,
and
shout
gentlemen.
out, in case he's listening, Phil Plantier, San Diego Padres legend. Shout out.
Us. All right. Well, with that note, all right, guys, we'll end it right here. Let's get in here. Please give us a follow, guys. Subscribe. Go check out Ray everywhere. Ray, you got to get your
what are we doing? What is this?
You gotta put your hand in. You gotta put your hand in.
You're gonna say
okay.
no bangers on 3.
All right, no bangers on 3. 1,
I don't know if I
2,
like
3.
this.
No bangers!
No bangers!